My name is Olivia. I am 29 years old, and I live in Seattle, Washington. Until last year, my life was simple. Every morning, I woke up at 7, made a cup of coffee, and went to the same office where I had worked for almost 5 years. My life was quiet. I had no boyfriend, no exciting adventures, and no big dreams. I believed that love would come into my life one day. I just didn't know when. Everything changed on a rainy Monday morning. When I entered the office, everyone looked excited. My best friend Sarah ran toward me with a big smile. "Olivia, have you heard the news?" she asked. I shook my head. "Our company has a new general manager. They say he is young, smart, and very successful." I smiled politely. To be honest, I didn't care who the new manager was. I just wanted to finish my work and go home. A few minutes later, everyone gathered in the meeting room. The CEO walked in with a tall man wearing a dark blue suit. His smile was calm, and his eyes were full of confidence. "This is Daniel Carter," the CEO said. "He will be leading our team from today." Daniel greeted everyone with kindness. "Good morning," he said. "I know change can be difficult, but I hope we will become a great team." His voice was warm and respectful. For a moment our eyes met. He smiled at me. I quickly looked away. I didn't know why, but my heart started beating faster. After the meeting, everyone returned to work. About an hour later, I received an email asking me to meet Daniel in his office. I felt nervous. When I knocked on the door, he looked up and smiled. "Please come in, Olivia." I sat down quietly. "I've read your reports," he said. "They're impressive. I hope we can work together on an important project." No manager had ever praised my work before. "Thank you," I replied softly. For the first time in a long time, I felt that someone had truly noticed me. The following weeks passed quickly. Daniel never acted like a boss who wanted people to fear him. Instead, he listened carefully, respected everyone's opinions, and always thanked people for their hard work. Sometimes he brought coffee for the whole team. Sometimes he stayed late to help us finish difficult projects. Everyone admired him, but I admired him a little more than everyone else. One evening, we were the last 2 people in the office. Outside, heavy rain was falling. I looked out of the window. "I forgot my umbrella," I whispered. Daniel stood beside me. "I have one," he said with a smile. "I'll walk you to your car." I hesitated. "You don't have to." "I know," he answered. "But I'd like to." We walked together under the same umbrella. The cold wind blew across the empty parking lot. For the first time in years, I didn't feel lonely. We talked about books, music, and our favorite places to visit. He laughed at my jokes. I laughed at his. When we reached my car, he smiled. "Drive safely, Olivia." "You too," I replied. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about him. His smile, his kindness, his voice. Something inside me had changed. Days turned into weeks. Working with Daniel became the happiest part of my life. Every morning, I secretly hoped he would smile at me. Every evening, I replayed our conversations in my mind. I tried to tell myself it was only admiration. But deep inside, I already knew the truth. I was falling in love with my boss, and I had no idea that one small discovery was about to break my heart forever. The next morning, I woke up with a smile on my face. For the first time in many years, I was excited to go to work. I stood in front of my mirror for several minutes, trying to choose the right clothes. I wanted to look confident, but I also didn't want anyone to think I was trying too hard. When I arrived at the office, Daniel was already there. "Good morning, Olivia," he said with his usual warm smile. "Good morning," I replied, trying to hide my happiness. A few days later, Daniel asked me to help him prepare a presentation for an important client. It meant we would spend almost the whole week working together. Every afternoon, we sat in the meeting room, discussing ideas, checking reports, and practicing our presentation. Sometimes we laughed over small mistakes. Sometimes we talked about our childhood memories. He told me that he loved reading books and walking near the beach when he needed to think. I told him that I enjoyed quiet evenings with coffee and music. Talking to him felt so natural. It was as if we had known each other for years. One evening, after everyone else had left, we finally finished the presentation. Daniel looked at the clock. "It's late," he said. "I know. You must be hungry." I laughed. "A little. There is a small cafe across the street. Would you like to have dinner before going home?" For a second, my heart stopped. Dinner? With Daniel? I smiled. I'd love to. The cafe was quiet and peaceful. Soft music played in the background. We talked for almost 2 hours. Not about work, about life, dreams, family, fear, hope. I had never opened my heart to anyone so easily. As I listened to him, I felt something becoming stronger inside me. It wasn't just admiration anymore. It was love, real love. When we left the cafe, Daniel thanked me for my company. "I haven't laughed this much in a long time," he said. Neither had I. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept remembering every word he had said, every smile, every laugh. For the first time in my life, I imagined a future with someone. I knew I shouldn't dream too much, but my heart refused to listen. A week later, our presentation became a huge success. The client signed a long-term contract with our company. Everyone celebrated. Sarah hugged me happily. "You and Daniel make an amazing team." I smiled without saying anything. Then Sarah suddenly looked surprised. "Oh, what happened?" I asked. "Nothing. Tell me." She hesitated. "I thought you already knew." "Knew what?" She looked uncomfortable. "Daniel's wife came to the office this morning. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My..." "What?" "His wife," Sarah repeated quietly. "She brought lunch for him. She's very kind." The room suddenly felt cold. My ears started ringing. I forced myself to smile. "Oh, I didn't know he was married." "You really didn't know?" I slowly shook my head. Sarah immediately realized something was wrong. "I'm sorry, Olivia." I nodded. "It's okay." But it wasn't okay. Not at all. That afternoon, I accidentally saw a family photo on Daniel's desk. Daniel was standing beside a beautiful woman. Between them stood a little girl, no older than 6. All three of them were smiling. A happy family. Daniel noticed me looking at the photo. His face softened. "My daughter insisted we take that picture last summer," he said proudly. "She's my whole world." I smiled politely. "She looks adorable." "She is," he replied. "I try to spend every weekend with my family. Work is important, but nothing is more important than them." Every word felt like a knife cutting through my heart. He wasn't hiding anything. He wasn't cheating. He wasn't flirting. He was simply a kind man. And I had fallen in love with someone who had never given me false hope. That evening I sat alone in my car. The rain hit the windows. For the first time in years, I cried. Not because Daniel had done something wrong, but because my heart had chosen someone it could never have. I whispered to myself, "Some people come into your life only to teach you how to let them go." Little did I know, the hardest decision of my life was still waiting for me. The next morning I looked at myself in the mirror. My eyes were red from crying. I wanted to call my manager and say I was sick. I wanted to stay in bed and forget everything. But I knew running away would not change the truth. So I took a deep breath and went to work. When I arrived, Daniel greeted me with his usual smile. "Good morning, Olivia." "Good morning," I replied quietly. He looked at me for a second. "Are you feeling okay? You seem tired." I forced a smile. "I'm fine. I just didn't sleep well." He nodded with concern. "If you need any help today, let me know." His kindness made everything even harder. Over the next few days, I tried to keep my distance. I stopped visiting his office unless it was necessary. I avoided long conversations. I answered every question with short replies. Daniel noticed the change. One afternoon, he knocked gently on my office door. "Do you have a minute?" Of course. He sat across from me. "I hope I didn't do something to upset you." His voice was calm. "If I did, please tell me." For a moment, I wanted to tell him everything. I wanted to say, "Daniel, I love you." But I couldn't. Instead, I smiled. "You did nothing wrong. Then why are you avoiding me?" I looked down at my hands. "I've just been thinking about my future." He nodded slowly. "I understand." After a few seconds, he smiled again. "You have a bright future, Olivia. Never doubt yourself." Those simple words stayed in my heart. That evening, I made the hardest decision of my life. I opened my laptop and wrote a transfer request. There was another office in Portland. It was far away. A new city. A new beginning. I stared at the screen for several minutes before pressing the send button. When the email disappeared from my screen, tears filled my eyes. Sometimes, loving someone means walking away. 2 weeks later, my request was approved. It was my last day at the office. Everyone organized a small farewell party. Sarah hugged me tightly. "I'm going to miss you." "I'm going to miss you too." Then Daniel walked toward me. He handed me a small gift. "I hope you don't forget us." Inside the box was a beautiful notebook. On the first page, he had written, "Dear Olivia, thank you for your honesty, your kindness, and your hard work. Never stop believing in yourself. The world needs more people like you." I smiled through my tears. "Thank you for everything." He shook my hand. "I wish you happiness." "You too." As I walked out of the building for the last time, I didn't look back. Some memories are too beautiful and too painful. Months passed. Life in Portland was different. I met new people. I focused on my career. Little by little, the pain became smaller. One Saturday morning, I visited a small bookstore near my apartment. While looking for a novel, someone accidentally dropped a book beside me. "I'm so sorry," a man's voice said. I looked up. He smiled warmly. "My name is Michael. I'm Olivia." We started talking. Unlike before, I didn't rush my heart. We became friends first. Months later, friendship slowly became love. A simple, honest, beautiful love. One evening, while we were walking beside the river, Michael stopped. He looked into my eyes. "I've never met anyone as kind as you." Then he held my hand. "I love you, Olivia." This time, there were no secrets, no impossible choices, no broken promises. I smiled with tears in my eyes. "I love you too." In that moment, I finally understood something. Real love never asks you to destroy another person's happiness. Real love comes with peace, not guilt, not fear. Sometimes the right person doesn't arrive first. Sometimes life lets your heart break, only so it can recognize the love it truly deserves. Today, I am happily married. Whenever I remember Daniel, I don't remember pain anymore. I remember gratitude, because he taught me an important lesson. You cannot choose who your heart loves, but you can choose to do the right thing. And sometimes, walking away is not losing. Sometimes, walking away is the beginning of the happiest chapter of your life.